So now instead of storing one task in a single task variable, we will make tasks a collection. So we will say var tasks equals new array list. Okay, that breaks two things. First, the code for entering a task description here. So now each time the user hits E, we want to add a new description to our collection. So we change the code. Instead of assigning readLine to a variable, we will send it into the add method. Task.add, tasks.add, and we'll give it the console readLine. And we have no red squiggle, so that looks great. Second, printing is now broken. The problem is a little more involved here because we need to print a bunch of things. So what do you think we need here? If you said loop, good call. In fact, this is the first time we get to use the for each loop because we want to print each item in the collection. So we will do, we'll change this to a header that says current tasks. And then we'll do a for each and hit the tab key twice, which gives us this little setup. Hit the tab key one more time and we can rename the variable. We'll call it task. And hit tab key one more time and we get to specify which collection we're working with, which is tasks. There. And now inside, we'll say console.writeLine and task. So what happens is that for each task in tasks, we want to print that task to the console. I think we have something. Let's test it. All right. Enter. We have description 1. Now I want to enter a new task description again. This time we'll call it description 2. And now we'll hit P to print. And we get it. It shows current tasks, description 1, and description 2. So it looks like we can now track multiple tasks.
Pro tip.
Today's pro tip is to get to know your IDE, or Integrated Development Environment. In our case, that's Visual Studio here. IDEs are usually very mature products with a lot of potential to make building software easier. Some basic examples we saw today included paren and brace completion, code completion, and snippets. I'll show you what I mean. So if I was in Notepad and I wanted to type a basic while loop, it would work like this. While true, close paren, enter, brace, enter, tab, do some code, and then enter, and then the close brace. In Visual Studio, it works more like this. While paren, as we type the first paren, it does the second one for us and puts us in between the two. So if I type true, and then I also type the next paren, it doesn't put two parens in, it actually deals with that gracefully. And it does the same thing with braces. I hit enter, do the first brace, it puts us in between. I hit enter again because I want to separate them. It knows how to move the second brace to the new line, and it automatically indents me one, so I can start typing code here right away. Another helpful feature is code completion. When typing in Notepad, you have to know precisely what you're going to type. So for example, if in the while loop we wanted to do something with the console, we would type console dot, and we have no idea where to go from here. In VS.NET, as soon as you hit the dot, there you go. We get a list of options, and that list narrows down as you type. So if I was typing read, then I have simply read, read key, or read key line. So I can move to the one that I want with the up and down arrows and then hit the tab key to fill in the rest. Also today we saw a code snippet. specifically the filling in of the for each loop header. Again, in Notepad you have to memorize and hand type everything, but in VS.NET it'll do the loop for you. It works like this. So I'll erase the while loop, and I'll go down to where we had the for loop so we can do it again, and I'll type for each, and what we have here, as you can see, it says that is a code snippet for the for each statement. So tab twice to insert the for each snippet. So I'll hit tab twice and it fills in all of the data for us. So right now it's highlighting var in case I want to change the data type, but if I hit tab one time, now it lets me say what I want the variable to be named, because this is the variable that's being used inside of the for loop. In our case earlier we call that task. If I hit tab one more time, it allows me to specify the collection, which we did again before, so I can type tasks here, and then I hit tab again and it completes. So I can hit the end key and down a couple of times, and now I can begin my work. So spend time with your IDE and learn what features it has, because the more you learn, the easier it is to build software, and an IDE can really help you with that. If you made it this far, you're a badass. We covered a lot of material. In fact, we've now learned enough code to write simple text-based adventure games, the kind where a description of the current room is printed to the console and you use key presses to move from like north, south, east, west, or look around or pick up items. So if you feel adventurous, that's something you can try. Or just play around with the code we've written. The more you code, the more things will make sense. So thanks for watching. If you want to be notified of future videos, please consider subscribing. In our next video, we talked about object-oriented programming. You'll see me then.